So for the diversification of risk, basically investors can obtain the same risk reduction in an easier and cheaper way than through diversification by buying a range of shares in separately quoted firms. So just read page 861. And also another point was one of the primary reasons advanced for conglomerate mergers is that overall income stream of the holding company will be less volatile of cash flows coming from a wide variety of products and markets. So what they're trying to say here is that the funding is coming internally, because a conglomerate merger is one that takes place in the company. So the income will be more stable than that of income that comes in from different places and different parts of the market. So it's more stable if the finance remains in the firm or is financed by the firm than from other different products and markets. And it also says here, pooling of unrelated income stream would seem to improve the position of shareholders. They obtain a reduction in risk without a decrease in return. So here, what it means to me is they are able to pool all the resources together, from incomes internally, and that should reduce their risk rather than going for external companies, which you'll not be able to determine the risk going into the company. So at the moment, that is the answer we have kind of come up to. So just have a look at page 861 and it should increase your knowledge on the subject. Now finally, why do conglomerate mergers exist? And that's on page 862. And I kind of touched on it in the past, in the just answered question. It says, in less well-developed markets, where banking, stock markets, accounting, and legal infrastructure are weak, investors are wary of providing capital to young companies for growth. So therefore, conglomerates can step in here because they are able to allocate capital to the business. And unlike individual businesses seeking capital in the external markets. So as I said before, it will be easier for them to step in rather than a firm looking for external finance. So internal finance will be able to take a long-term perspective as the finances are kept within the company. And also, companies possess extraordinary resources, and that will allow them to outperform their competitors because they're keeping all their finances inside the company. So by merging with another company, resources can be shared with little cost, additional cost to the main company. So for example, if Virgin Media moves into TV and banking, we know that they have their airline, they have their TV and banking. It's kind of like a conglomerate, so they would incur less cost because it's the same company just branching into various areas. So that is how you would basically explain. We don't need you to write a whole textbook answer, but just to give the overall impression that internal finance is more stable, and it also brings about less additional costs. That's how to answer that question.